welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. So I'm going to be showing you something that's extremely eye-opening. So many of you have sent me this video, and I have to say, it's really interesting to see because we all know how expensive the United States could be. States like New York City, San Francisco, Los Angeles, you could be making $100,000 a year, but still be living paycheck to paycheck. And that is unlike a lot of other parts throughout the world where if you make a few $1,000s a month, you're living like a king. And that's what brings us to this video here. It's living on $1,750 a month in Thailand. So if you're curious just how far that takes you, it's quite a bit. And I'm about to show you as soon as you hit the like button and subscribe. It's all you got to do. It helps out the channel tremendously. Thank you so much. And now let's begin.
So what does it cost to live in the big bad city of Bangkok? And we're going to paint a picture of the type of lifestyle you could have here for $1,700 a month. We're going to compare that to what it would cost in his hometown.
That's exactly why so many people go and retire overseas. They make their money in the United States. They save up maybe $500,000, $600,000. They invest it over a period of a few decades. And then they just travel. They jet off somewhere. You know what? The one I find the most interesting is that you could live on a cruise ship full time between $30,000 to $50,000 a year. No worries about rent, homeowners insurance, property taxes, utilities. You live on a ship, and a lot of it is included, like $30,000 a year. You'll get free food, free drinks. You get to travel the world. No worries whatsoever. No fixing leaky roofs, plumbing problems, foundation issues, gardeners. The list goes on. Just live on a cruise ship, travel. Life is easy.
We're gonna run through Adam's typical monthly expenses line by line, give you guys a full breakdown, and at the end, we're gonna get into whether you could live this type of life in Canada. That should be interesting.
Very. The answer is no. You can't live this sort of lifestyle in Canada. Canada's cheaper than the United States, but definitely not as cheap as this. Canada, I would say, depends on the area. You live in Vancouver, good luck. You live in Toronto, again, good luck. Outside of the major cities, I'd say things are maybe 20% cheaper, but not that much more. But it is slightly cheaper. And you get free healthcare, so keep that in mind. Well, it's not really free. You pay for it with higher taxes, but it's kind of free. Kind of free. Not the best system, but it's kind of free.
Breakfast for 3,100 baht.
Yeah, I'll generally go to my local market or, fruit stand or little egg crepe stand and spend 40 baht. 50 baht on fruit and maybe a crepe.
You know what's so weird? They had the same voice. I can't tell who's talking. If there were B-roll over this, would have no clue.
Coffee is part of that budget. I generally go to Coffee Berry. Oh, sawadee ka.
Sawadee ka, Kun Adam.
Cafe latte ron, num soy.
Wow, $1.38 for a coffee. Jeez. You know what's crazy? I'm drinking my coffee right now, all in because coffee prices have gone up. It used to be 20 cents. Realistically, guys, I hate to say it, it's probably 30 cents now, 33 cents. But still, to be able to go out and get a coffee made, I know it's more expensive than if you were to make it at home for probably a few pennies. $1.38 though, for a place like this, very fancy, fantastic deal.
Come back to my condo, shower up, and then I'll usually go like 3 hours of focused work, try to get the bigger things out of the way. And I'll just do that at my condo building 90% of the time.
Looks like a great condo. Now, I have a feeling the rent on that's only gonna be a few $100 US a month. It's gonna be something ridiculous like that compared to what it is here. You want a condo here, like $1,500 to $2,000 a month. His entire budget would basically be gone. With a condo in Las Vegas, in a decent area, but it's going to be a small, probably studio to one bedroom. Here, man, makes you wonder. It makes me want to travel.
150 baht a day. Where does that go? What does that get you?
Yeah, generally, I'll go to like my local Thai market and get Thai lunch for 50, 60, 70 baht.
Oh my gosh, that's $1.66? Again, you put this in the United States, this would be $15 to $30 here in the United States. Look at what you get. It looks delicious. What a meal.
Once or twice a week, I'll go to not a fancy place for lunch, but sort of like a fast casual where you can get some good Thai food.
Fancy place, $5.53. That wouldn't even get you a McDonald's Big Mac here. Have you, by the way, been to McDonald's lately? It's expensive. I had no idea. The last time I was at McDonald's a few months ago, I went through and I saw the prices. It's like if you want a meal, it's like $8 to $9 for like a Big Mac meal. Like a Big Mac, a drink, and fries. How is it so expensive? I remember the good days when a Big Mac was like $3, a drink was under $1, the fries were like 75 cents for a medium. What happened? Why is Subway no longer $5 for a Subway sandwich? They're all like $9 now. It's insane.
Bangkok has thousands and thousands of 7-Elevens. And everybody that lives here tends to make a daily visit. And so I go in to get things like coconut water, you know, packs of gum, toothbrush, toothpaste, mouthwash.
Oh man, it goes to show you how much they're charging in the United States. Now I get that, like, you know, our wages are different, the cost of living is different, the salaries are different. There's a lot of things that get baked into those prices, but still, the fact that they're selling them at that price, and they're making money at that price, really goes to show you. I wish we could just bring down the cost of living.
What if you're going like baller clubbing, go crazy? Like what's the range for a night out with buddies?
Yeah, that world can get up to like 3,500 baht for a wild night out where we're getting bottle service and really turning it up.
Wow, $100 for a wild night out. Now, here in the United States, $100 takes you a long way. I mean, you probably get like 6 to 7 drinks at that. You're not getting table service. Here, I imagine you're getting like $1,000 of value for $100. So I bet it'd be about a tenth of the cost.
One night out per week with my girlfriend for 5,200 baht.
Yeah, I mean, just classic date nights, right? Going to the movies, going to Korean barbecue dinner, going to Jot fairs, going to, you know, some things outside of Bangkok.
Imagine sticker shock if they come back to the United States or if they travel to the United States or Canada. It'd be very difficult to want to go and spend the money on that because you'd think that you just get used to these prices. Everything else then feels like a ripoff.
I love local food here and lean heavily into it, but for dinners, I'm generally craving something a little bit more Western, whether it's a nice salad, a nice wrap.
Oh my God, that's $6. What? Why are we spending so much money? So much money. And it looks delicious.
Rent, utilities, this sort of stuff. Why don't we have this conversation in your condo so they can actually see what it looks like?
Look at the building. That guaranteed Las Vegas, $2,500 a month minimum for a studio. And we're talking maybe 400 to 500 square feet. For this.
It's a nice condo in a really good location, central Bangkok in a soak.
What I say, $552 a month. Small 1 bedroom. My guess, this looks to be about 500 square feet. Okay, so it's about the same size, but still, $2,500 versus $500. It's 5 times cheaper than what you would get in Las Vegas. Put this in Los Angeles, again, this would be like $3,500, depending on the building, obviously, the location. But still, this would be substantially cheaper.
The only thing that's not great about it is it's a little bit tight.
What size is it?
35 square meters.
35 square meters.
Ah, it's smaller than I thought. Wow, 376 square feet. For reference, guys, a 2-car garage is about 400 square feet. So this is about the size of a 2-car garage. Okay, so it is tiny.
The quality's great. It's an awesome building with really, really good amenities. Kick-ass rooftop, some pools, a couple of gyms that we have access to.
Why is he walking in the water? Are you supposed to do that? This looks like a fountain. I would go in there with my Bessies because those are my waterproof shoes, and I could just walk on that and I'll get my feet dirty. Why would you walk on that? I don't get. There's something to it. I'm not picking it up here as an American. There's got to be a reason for this that I'm just not getting. But it's there. When I understand it, I'll walk through it.
We're poolside now, and this place has 2 pools. You showed me the rooftop earlier.
Yeah, man, really good rooftop up there. Great views and a nice little dip in, dip out pool.
All right, well, a nice, comfortable place.
You know what's interesting? This guy, I'm looking at how he's filming it. He has 2 cameras pointing on opposite ends because you never see them next to each other. For all we know, they could be in 2 separate locations around the world. We have no idea. They're not just like right here. But you would think that they would have like both be in the shot on this.
Transportation, 1,700. How are you getting around?
Yeah, mainly by BTS. As I said earlier, I'm just 5 minutes from BTS Esso. A little 10 baht motorbike taxi to get there.
Those are fun.
They are fun.
But a little dangerous.
Wow, look at that. I'd be scared. Just getting on any bike, just putting your trust in someone else, not to tip that thing over. You know, I'm sure it's safe, but I'm not used to that. I'd be in a car. Good air conditioning, you know, and get on easily. I don't want to sweat.
If you're on a budget, you don't have to stay at Melia or places that cost 5,000-6,000 baht a night or more. Like, we'll be finding hotel rooms for 700 spot a night, I would imagine, when we're away this weekend.
Wow, look at that, $19 for a hotel room. I gotta travel. You know, I really haven't been outside of the United States. I go to Canada pretty often. Been to Mexico before, but beyond that, I'd love to see this, especially this.
You also did it for what the same life would cost in your hometown of Toronto, and that came in at $4,500 US.
Look at that. Okay, so yeah, you could see USD, what that would be. Everything is substantially more expensive here in the United States, but again, you're gonna be making way more money in the United States. Because for someone like him, if he's able to run a business from the internet, it shouldn't be dictated necessarily by where he lives. Now, the tax situation is really unique because he's Canadian. So that means Canadians have this advantage where they could leave the country and they are only taxed on where they live. Unlike the United States, like if I'm in the US and I'm a resident of the US, I'm a citizen of the US, and I want to go to Thailand and work full-time from there, I'm still gonna have to pay tax to the United States, okay, no matter where you go. But in Canada, you're only taxed on where you live at the time. So he could go off and work here for a few years. He doesn't owe any Canadian tax on that. He's not living there. United States doesn't have that. So, that said, it benefits someone like him. Canadians basically have life on easy mode when it comes to stuff like this if you're traveling.
If you had to live in Toronto on your Bangkok budget of $1,750 US a month, what would your life be like?
Not nearly as fun as it is here in Bangkok, there's no doubt about that. It would probably involve either living with my parents or living in like a shared apartment where I only have a bedroom and it's the outskirts of Toronto.
Oh man, see, I could easily spend like $4,000 or $5,000 a month there and just be living it up because it's still way less expensive than it is here. But again, it's all relative. I'm sure for them, you know, the $1,750 a month American would be, you know, a decent amount of money. Like he's living a really good life there. But it's interesting when you put it into perspective, just how much we spend here and the cost of living throughout almost anywhere else in the world. But with that said, you guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments. As usual, I do my best to read as many of them as I can. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and also with our sponsor, Public.com, you could get a free stock worth all the way up to $1,000 when you sign up and make a deposit with the code Graham. Enjoy. Thank you so much, and until next time.